Taurus, a stagnant energy is keeping you stuck, and someone is secretly casting spells of limitation upon you. If you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night with a heavy feeling no one can explain, then listen to the end. There is a spiritual message trying to tell you this before it's too late. Some truths cannot be revealed until you are ready to let go of what no longer fits. And maybe today is the time you need to hear it for the first time and maybe the last. If you are a Taurus with a loyal heart and an unwavering steadfastness, then you know this feeling of being held back is not just laziness. This is not an ordinary video. This is a message that has chosen you. There is an energy, perhaps from a distant past, trying to reach you, not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Because somewhere around you, there is an energy trying to keep you complacent in the dark, not by actions, but by intentions, by invisible threads of control and the fear of change. And if after hearing everything I'm about to say, your heart feels lighter, even just a little, come back here, leave a like, share this with someone who needs a wake-up call, and hit subscribe, so whenever your heart feels lost, we'll meet again at the exact moment you need. And if you're still here, then maybe the Taurus soul in you just stirred awake. Because sometimes what we cannot name is a sacred message from within. There is a part of you still awake, even when your body rests. And that part is where all soul signals begin to stir. Now then, let me tell you about what's really happening in the invisible world around you and why your heart hasn't been at peace all this time. Because what you're feeling is not laziness, and the pull that brought you here is not coincidence. You were guided here by a calling, not spoken in words, but echoing for days in the deepest layer of your heart. A reminder from the soul, from the oldest part of you, the part that still remembers the original light, even when the outside world made you forget. I feel your presence like a silent mountain, standing firm where no one sees, yet still sheltering the valleys below. You are transforming. Something inside is rising. It can't be held back anymore. It can't go back anymore. You've started shedding the layers that no longer belong to you. The responsibilities you once tried to carry just to be recognized, the roles so kind they cost you your inner peace. But now you have changed. If you once wore a mask just to keep things stable, and now you're learning to be real, comment, "I am returning to my true worth." I'll be the first to celebrate you, and you will begin to see clearly. The ones who once made you feel safe now suffocate you. The places you once called home are now spaces your soul doesn't wish to stay in, and new paths suddenly appear even when you didn't go looking. That is not chaos, that is soul purification, a sacred rite gifted by the universe when you begin to touch your true self. Life is stripping away all that is false around you to make space for what truly resonates. No more room for half-hearted connections, for empty promises laced with control, for eyes that only seek to drain the light within you. And just like that, those who once tried to hold you back with guilt, with pity disguised as care, are now standing before a mirror they didn't expect. Your light growing brighter every day. Dear Taurus, you were never weak. You were simply too steadfast, too loyal, and you used patience like a shield to protect yourself in a world that didn't understand how you build things to last. But today, true strength is when you allow yourself to be flexible at the right time. Because your gaze, the one that sees through unspoken things, is now a lighthouse for yourself. Your intuition, once like solid but silent ground, is now becoming a sacred compass. And you are not alone. There are beings of light surrounding you. Archangel Uriel is guarding your steps with a shield of stability and prosperity. Chamuel, the angel of unconditional love and peace, is illuminating your heart from within, so you won't return to old patterns your soul is too weary to repeat. You are being protected by unseen hands, by guardians from realms human eyes can't see, but the Taurus heart always feels. And if you've walked through nameless days, if you've had dreams that woke you in the dark and left you feeling heavy without knowing why, then you are not alone. Share it below, because perhaps you just touched a kindred soul, and know that your heart, though once hardened, is gently healing. If you're still here, then this message truly is meant just for you, Taurus. There is one thing they once called a weakness that is now becoming your destined key. The thing they made you believe was a flaw turns out to be the gift your soul was given by the stars. The stubbornness they called hard-headedness, the loyal heart they mocked, the deliberate pace you couldn't explain to anyone, are all being reactivated. Not for you to suffer, but for you to live in alignment with your soul's true frequency. You've felt it in your body, haven't you? The vivid dreams, the exhaustion with no clear reason, the aversion to old habits, not because you're weak, but because your energy is shifting to a higher level. Your energy field is realigning. You no longer just hear everything. Now you feel every vibration, every unspoken intention, every lie. And that's right, there have been energies, even from those who were once close, trying to interfere, to control, to distort your energetic field. Maybe through jealousy, through suspicion, through hidden ties. But that power no longer works, because you are no longer the old Taurus. You've sealed every gap with your own light. What once caused you pain now simply reminds you, look how far I've come. You haven't lost anything. You are entering the deepest healing phase of your life. But there is still one truth you haven't heard, and that may change the way you see yourself forever. A truth most people overlook, but your soul is now ready to hear. The loneliness you once thought was punishment was actually preparation. The scars you carry are no longer symbols of pain, but marks of a warrior who chose healing over resentment. And yes, I can clearly feel the approach of a deep, emotional connection. But this is not an ordinary relationship. It is a reflection of who you've become. Grounded, mature, free, and full of light. But for that relationship to appear, you must be ready to release the lingering ties from the past. Someone might return. They may say they regret it. But you must remember, not every apology comes with change. Listen to your body. Don't just listen to their words, because your body is the most accurate map of intuition that the soul has entrusted to you. If when meeting them, your heart feels uneasy, your chest tightens, that is not love. That is a warning, and someone new will appear, cloaked in light. But false light can also mimic very well. Be cautious. Only your intuition knows who is true, who comes with pure intentions. Taurus, your intuition, your most sacred gift, is no longer clouded by the fear of loss. You did not beg for revenge, you only asked for fairness. And the universe is bringing that back to you, silently, yet powerfully. Those who once cast shadows upon you are now living with the emptiness they created. You don't need to do anything, because you are blooming, not out of luck, but because you chose to be real, even in the storms. You chose to believe when everything fell apart, chose to love when your heart was still full of cracks. And because of that, an invitation is coming. A new place, a new job, a new person, a contract, a message that will change your entire path. The end of the old cycle is not just a closure, it is a gift. But like all sacred gifts, it comes with responsibility. You can no longer live as if nothing has changed, because you have changed irreversibly. And now, everything in your life must also reflect that new truth. Fear is natural, but ask yourself this: are you afraid of failing, or are you afraid that you might actually succeed? Because what's coming is not small. It is a quantum leap, a step only a soul that is ready can take. You've carried more than others could understand. You've been silent more than you ever wanted to be. But that very silence is now energy, is strength, is the answer. And all the old ties will dissolve. Don't hold on. No hatred needed. Just let go as a blessing. And yes, true love is very near, but it cannot enter if you're still holding on to what no longer resonates with the light in you. Someone who has also walked a healing journey like you is coming toward you. And when you dare to love again, your heart will remind you that it was in those quietest years your soul became its strongest. When silence became strength and your soul returned to its sacred mission. No one else truly knows what you have carried. No one else really understands the things you've held silently in your heart for so many years. But now that very silence has become a source of invisible power, a pure energy, deep and steady, that no one can touch except you. All the old ties are releasing themselves. Don't hold them back. No anger needed, no resentment. Just let go as a ritual of purification, because what's coming is true love. A love that does not come to possess you, but comes to rise with you. And that love is closer than ever, but it cannot enter if you're still clinging to things that no longer resonate with the light in you. Someone is coming who has also gone through a healing journey like you, who also broke and stitched themselves back together with light from within. They won't be perfect, but they will be real. And this is the most important part you need to hear today. That love will not make you gasp or doubt, but will make you exhale in relief. Because finally, you get to be yourself. Their presence will mirror everything you're radiating now: clarity, honesty, and gentle strength. And while love is moving toward you, something else is also happening. Your soul gifts are awakening. Your gut feelings about people and situations are becoming sharper. You sense the energy of a room the moment you walk in. You have a deep, inner knowing about what's to come. Sometimes you hear messages, whispers from nowhere, but deeply real. Taurus, do not be afraid. You are ready. Because some of you are being called to become builders, healers, or keepers of ancient wisdom for a new generation. You are not walking alone. There is a spirit walking with you, a steadfast ancestor who once lived quietly, never recognized, but now walks beside you, helping you cut the cords of inherited wounds from generations past. Soon, many family secrets will be revealed, spiritual inheritances, buried stories, forgotten names, all will return to be resolved and healed. You did not come here just to survive. You came here to live fully. And the universe is beginning to return to you what you thought was lost. Not in money, but in joy, presence, and the feeling of being in harmony with yourself. True prosperity does not come from possession, but from vibrating in alignment with your soul's frequency. In the coming months, you will see everything begin to bloom. New opportunities, journeys, contracts, unexpected encounters. But there is one thing you must remember. Don't hold on to what is already dead. You are not a cage built to contain everything out of fear of losing. You are the doorway and the sky beyond it. There will be people who don't understand your transformation. Let them go. Whoever cannot hold the light you carry is not ready to walk beside you. And that is not arrogance. It is clarity. Everything that ever made you question your worth was only a distorted reflection of others who have never known the light within themselves. But you know exactly who you are. So don't hand the wheel of your life to fear. Hold it tight with a deep trust in the light within, because you are awakening something ancient, something sacred. Some of you have already received the signs, haven't you? The repeating dreams, the repeating numbers, a strange message someone said by accident, and your heart paused. Believe in that, even if no one understands, because you haven't only lived this life, your soul has lived many. You have been the healer, the teacher, the keeper of wisdom. And now that wisdom is returning, don't fear it. Use it with love. And please remember this, from my heart to yours. When the world begins to see you, do not reject it. Receive that recognition with gratitude, for it is the truest reflection of the quiet path you've walked. And finally, don't forget to care for your body. That body has carried too much silence, too many sacrifices. Listen to it. Let it rest. Breathe deeper. Eat slower. Love more gently. Very soon, you will see everything begin to bloom, gently, without force. Because when you live from your soul, life aligns itself with you. And that is how real magic is created. And just when everything begins to blossom, the past may try to return to test if you are truly ready to live your truth. No turning back, no shrinking, only the radiant truth of your soul. And if someone returns, look closely. Are they coming back with love or seeking safety in your heart? Who are you thinking of as you hear these words? Write it down, not to blame, but to release. Because sometimes writing is a healing ritual. Dear Taurus, don't accept less than what you deserve anymore. No more begging for love. No more trading your energy to keep someone close. You are standing at the threshold of a rebirth. A completely new version of you is waiting to emerge into the light. There's only one thing you must do. Say yes to yourself. No one has the right to dim your light, not even your own fear. No need to apologize, no need to explain, just release, be real, and choose. A new gate is opening because your own vibration has unlocked it. And once the soul remembers its mission, there's no longer space for anything small. You can no longer tolerate what is limiting, not because you're arrogant, but because the truth inside you has outgrown the old shell. You are not here to prove anything, not here to win, but to bloom. Step by step, breath by breath, with kindness to yourself. If you are ready to bloom, even without knowing how, leave a comment. I am ready to build from my soul. And if you need a place to remind you of that, hit subscribe, for we have sacred journeys ahead. There will be silences, there will be moments you feel separate, retreating, in need of space. But that is not failure, that is a sacred breath, where your spiritual wings are being adjusted for the greatest flight of your life. And I know some people will walk away, not because you close the door, but because they no longer match your frequency. And though it may hurt, it is still a liberation. Because true love doesn't cling, it walks beside. Whoever truly resonates will find you. You don't need to chase anyone, just come home to yourself. Something is about to be revealed. A truth, a message, a faded moment that could change the course of your life. Don't miss it. Because right now, every signal carries purpose. Listen to your body. It knows before your mind does. If your heart tightens when thinking of something, that is the answer. If you feel a sense of peace when someone walks in, that is the answer too. Many of you, Taurus, are being called to share your story. Don't wait to be perfect to speak. What you have lived is the medicine for someone else. You were not born to live dimly. You are here to vibrar en abundancia, to vibrate in the frequency of abundance, not just money, but lightness in the soul, joy without reason, clarity without proof, peace without permission. One day, you'll look back and see yourself, see everything you've overcome, and you'll understand. Your soul chose this path for a reason, and that reason is you. Because you've crossed the threshold, no longer playing old roles, no longer bowing just to be accepted, no longer staying silent for others' comfort. The universe has seen your effort, has seen you let go while you still loved, has seen you choose healing over repeating pain. And because of that, life is beginning to reveal its truest face to you. You will begin to realize all the broken pieces are coming together. Everything that was chaos now takes form, not because the world changed, but because your inner gaze has. You begin to see signs in the smallest things. You see light in the silent spaces, and miracles in what once seemed ordinary. You have awakened a new way of sensing, a sensitivity that is no longer a burden but a gift. You will begin to read the silence in others' eyes, feel the energy before words are spoken, and know clearly what no one dares to say aloud. If you're waiting for someone to truly see the light in you, comment, "I'm ready for real love." Who knows? The universe might be reading your comment too. All of this is part of the preparation, because you didn't come here just to walk alone, but to light the path for other souls, sometimes with words, sometimes just with your quiet presence. And in the midst of this rebirth, you will touch something even deeper. You don't need to force anything. No need to prove, no need to hold on. Because what belongs to you will never leave you. Everything that vibrates with you will come naturally. Not out of pity, not out of lack, but out of resonance. That is true fulfillment, not born from begging, but from harmony. Your value doesn't lie in others' eyes, but in the light you continually protect. Your existence is already enough. And if right now, what I'm saying makes your heart softly tremble, one simple sentence, "I am awakening," is enough to let me know you're ready to walk through this door. And you, beloved Taurus, have remembered who you truly are. And when you remember that, the first door of creation begins to open with the purest energy inside you. Your soul did not return to repeat, but to create what has never existed before. This moment is not just a phase, it is a sacred time, a fertile ground that the universe has sown for your soul, and you can no longer fill it with what is old. Dear Taurus, your energy is a seed, soft, gentle, sprouting in silence, but it is also fire, burning brightly from within, consuming every false layer. Use that energy to create something you never dared to believe you deserved. If you need to sing, sing. If your heart wants to rise, dance. If your body wants to breathe, build whatever your soul is whispering to you. You don't need to know the how right now. What matters most is that you dare to say yes to the life that's rising within you. I know there's still a part of you that doubts, asking, "Do I really deserve all these beautiful things?" And that part deserves to be loved too. Don't push it away. Don't deny it. Embrace it. Look it in the eyes and whisper, "You are safe now," because you walked through fire, not to burn, but to shine. You have lost so much, but you have found the most important thing, yourself. And that cannot be traded for anything. I can feel clearly that some of you are beginning to channel energy more powerfully than ever. Don't doubt it. The sentence you hear the moment you wake up, the dream that repeats, the feeling as if someone is whispering in your ear with nameless love, it's all real. You are connecting with your spirit guides, with your soul ancestors, with the souls that have walked beside you across many lifetimes. Though your eyes may not see them, your soul always knows them. You may suddenly want to change your environment, to clean, move, throw away old things, change your eating habits, your routine, say no to things that once exhausted you. Trust that it is not random. It is your soul and your body both crying out for balance, and every small outer action is a sacred ritual of inner energy. When you rearrange your space, you are rearranging your soul, and the new cannot enter a space still full of the past. That's why this journey is sometimes so harsh, because your soul asked to receive. So the universe had to empty you first, and you've done it. Even in pain, you let go. Even in fear, you stepped forward. Even in uncertainty, you opened your heart. And now, you are becoming the most fertile ground for miracles to begin. Opportunities, new people, new doors, all are seeking you because now you are strong enough to receive. There will still be moments when clouds block the sun, still times when fear returns, but you are no longer where you used to be. You've come too far to turn back. And soon, something unexpected will happen that will make you realize why all your past pain had a purpose. Don't miss it, because if you leave right now, you will miss the one soul message meant just for you, only once in a lifetime. Your energy is now steadier, your intuition is now sharper, your mission is now clearer. And I, Andromeda, am always here whenever you need to remember that light again. You did not come here by chance. You are not reading these words by coincidence. Your soul recognized the call long before your mind understood what was happening. And what begins from here, beloved Taurus, is not the next chapter of the past. It is a whole new era, a different vibration, where everything you think, you choose, you give, or receive comes from the deepest truth within you. No more masks, no more bargaining, no more shrinking yourself just to hold on to love. Only you remain, authentic, full of light, and that is true freedom. And when you choose to live in that truth, a new door with no more limits begins to open before you, not so you can repeat, but so you can create a path that has never existed before. You are not returning to who you were. You are beginning from an entirely new dimension. So now, take a deep breath and gaze upon everything you've walked through. Cherish each step, even the most trembling ones, because it was precisely those steps that brought you here. And now that you are here, allow love to walk in, allow wholeness to settle in, allow your inner light to shine without feeling guilty for it. This is your moment, and you are the one who called it in. Taurus, we have just arrived together at the most sacred moment of this journey, where an old cycle closes, not as a loss, but as a ceremony, preparing for your radiant return. What has just fallen away from you was not the truth, but the version you created to survive back when you weren't safe enough to be your true self. Today, with a new skin of the soul, with sacred memory awakened and a heart ignited by awareness, you now know nothing that happened was meaningless. Every silence, every collapse, every night so lonely it choked your breath was never a punishment. It was a ritual. And you, the most steadfast soul of the zodiac, have walked through it all. The universe has witnessed you. It saw your resilience. It saw you let go while still loving. It saw you choose healing over resistance. And so, now the gates are opening. Not an ending, but a cosmic rebirth. A point of no return. You have become the witness to your own awakening. You have touched the power hidden deep within, and that truth can no longer go back to sleep. What is blossoming inside you now is real, eternal, and sacred. The light you carry is not an accident. Your voice is no longer a vague whisper. Your purpose is not small. You are a channel. You are a builder. You are the fire that transforms, and you are stepping into your era. Hold your breath for a moment, because what comes next might completely change the course of your soul. An era where the soul leads, where you no longer beg for love, no longer stay silent just to keep others comfortable, no longer dim your flame to fit into the hands of those who haven't yet learned how to honor light, where you are allowed to receive without guilt, to choose without fear of being wrong, to walk forward without looking back. Because now, you finally know who you are, and no one can make you forget it again. And if these words have touched the deepest part of you, if your chest is trembling, if your eyes are blurred, if your soul is whispering, "This is me," then yes, this message was written for you, Taurus. Thank you for staying until the very end. Thank you for still holding your light, even when it almost went out. Thank you for allowing this space to become a portal where souls could reunite, heal, and remember why they came to this world. If this journey has truly reached your heart, and you want this light to ripple out into more hearts quietly walking through the dark, share this video so every vibration from you becomes a seed of healing. And if you need a place to remind you that you are not alone, that your steadfastness is a gift, that your soul is awakening at exactly the right time, come back to the inner secrets, a home where Taurus are called home, are listened to, are healed, and are remembered. I will still be here, within the steady layers of energy you once touched, whenever you need a sacred reminder. Come back, because when we meet again, and I believe we will, you will be an even stronger, brighter, and more grounded version of who you are today. Until then, walk with pride, with your gaze facing forward, and with a heart forever open. Because the universe is quietly shifting everything because you chose to say yes. And what is coming is magnificent, and it belongs to you.